Good afternoon. You're very welcome to John Locke's GA Club here in the heart of Kilkenny. It is the LGFA, the TG4 Pelnamon Junior Championship. It's a meeting of host Kilkenny and the visitors Limerick here. My own name is Tom Clancy. I'm delighted to say that the weather sun is shining here. Both sides going through their final paces, and we'll have action underway in just a moment. A fine evening or fine afternoon for football, as I said, and we'll take a look at the sides, starting with the host Kilkenny, as you see up towards the clubhouse there on the left hand side, going through their final shooting routine before this afternoon's contest. So there's a number of changes in the Kilkenny side, and they start with Niamh Sheehy in goals. The full back line looks to comprise of Becky Lomax. She's wearing 17. She replaces number 2 Eva Collins. Abigail Egan misses out, with Ailish O'Neill wearing 18 in her place, and Laura Phelan wears 4 and she starts. At wing back number 20 is Clara Donaghy. Emily McCarthy is at centre half back, while the captain Ellen Lawler is at number 7. Aidan Cody is at midfield, while Hazel Moore is her partner. Kate Purcell, Kim Ryan and Jennifer O'Keefe are the half forward line. Tara McGrath, Niamh Gillen and Kathleen Moore are the inside forwards. There's just 2 subs available for manager John Gorey this afternoon. That is number 21 Niamh Ward and number 27 Aoife Sheely. So we'll come back and have a further look at that Kilkenny side in a moment. But a look now at the visitors Limerick, who were defeated in the last 4 of this competition 12 months ago, and they too have made a number of changes to their side. The side sees Carol Bateman of Mungret St Paul's in goals. Fiona Bradshaw, Yvonne Lee and Maeve McNamara make up a decent looking full back line. Grace Lee, Laura Walsh and Lauren Ryan are the half backs. Roisin Ambrose captains the side from midfield, and she is joined now by number 19 Katie Heelan of St Ailbe's. The half forward line sees Deborah Murphy joined by number 18 Iris Kennelly, and number 20 Amy Ryan comes in as she is from the Ula club. The 2 players to miss out are the experienced Catty Mee, she would have been wearing 11, and 12 Quiva McGrath. Neither of those involved this afternoon. The inside line, Leah Coughlin, Leisha Brown and Karen O'Leary. A very formidable looking Limerick lineup. Delighted to say I'm joined by the coach development officer, that is Anne-Marie Gibbons. Good afternoon to you, Anne-Marie. How are you?
Good afternoon. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah, it sure is, and thankfully the thunder and lightning which we saw across the country, and indeed my own neck of the woods in County Limerick yesterday and indeed on Thursday and Friday, has looked to avoid us so far this afternoon. Anne-Marie, I'll ask you about Kilkenny. They've 17 players available at their disposal, a lot of shuffling late to the team. It's been it's probably a difficult sell for players this time of the year, with so much going on and in different things. But in fairness, it's a team that I'm sure that they'll hope to put up a challenge to Limerick this afternoon.
Yeah, Kilkenny will be going through a few changes in the last while. It's their first year out as well, and so their realisation of what the commitment is involved, so it's a transition for this Kilkenny team.
Yeah, it most certainly is. Limerick, on the other hand, Anne-Marie, they'll be looking, having gone to semi-finals in both 2020 and 2022, they'll be hoping to go one step further and get back to Croke Park in an All-Ireland final.
Yeah, I would say they were probably a little bit hungrier, especially after their defeat in the league as well. So they're going to be really looking for a good performance today and just have that base for them for the rest of the year.
Yeah, how good is it to have Kilkenny back? They played the league. I think they took a couple of heavy beatings, but nevertheless, good to have Kilkenny LGFA back on the national map.
Oh yeah, it's great to have it, and for the younger players to see a senior team out there today as well. So it's something that Kilkenny are proud of, to get a team out today.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to pause now for I believe Aaron Naveen, and we'll just pause for a moment. We'll resume our thoughts in a couple of minutes or so. Okay, so we've had our on. Naveen decides we're interested to see which way they do line up. There is a bit of a breeze across John Locke Park here in Callan. A beautiful setting for any game of camogie, hurling, or indeed football. And Kilkenny going through their final routines just beneath us here. Limerick subs make their way to the sideline. And the referee for this afternoon's contest has come all the way from Donegal. That is Sinead McHugh. And she's joined, of course, by, I'm sure, a very experienced number of officials, all mic'd up as well. Good to see this afternoon, so the communication will be plentiful and I'm sure regular between the officials. As Limerick, as you can see there, lining up with Grace Lee at midfield, certainly for this throw-in, and Kilkenny with Hazel Moore joined by Ailish O'Neill of Railyard for the throw-in. And it looks like Limerick will play from left to right as we look at it, defending the clubhouse goal over to our left. And of course, that means Kilkenny will attack it. Kilkenny will probably be aided by a slight breeze for this one. These sides met in the league in the springtime. Limerick comfortable victors also on Kilkenny soil, 4-13 to just 2 points, as the final preparations underway here, and the referee sets her watch, going to do likewise here. And we are underway in the LGFA TG4 Pelnamon, the junior championship, as straight away team captain Roisin Ambrose gets onto it, cutting straight through the middle. And a chance for Limerick is into the gloves of Karen O'Leary onto her right foot, and with just about 15 seconds on the clock, gets onto it, cutting straight through the middle. And very well Limerick.
It was very direct. You can see Limerick, they're going out with the intention of getting those scores, and they're on the attack again there now. Yeah, turned over the kick out, and a chance immediately for Limerick to create another opening. They're in around the goal mouth, and Amy Ryan decides to go back. It's kicked off the right foot of Iris Kennelly. She always has an eye for a score, and it takes her absolutely no time at all to double her tally here. So 2 points in quick fire succession for Limerick, a point for Iris Kennelly on that occasion, joining Karen O'Leary on the score sheet earlier in the piece. And again, Kilkenny struggling on their kick out as Limerick get O'Leary on it. She hand passes it back to a runner, and there is a chance here, switched across, dangerous one in around the goal mouth as Alicia Brown, she decides to take her point, and Limerick 3 to the good after just 80 seconds or so. Ominous signs, Anne-Marie, for Kilkenny so far. Yeah, I think like Limerick are out there with a reason to get the scores. Are up early, you know, and Kilkenny are just struggling with the pace at the moment. Yeah, it looks to be a real purpose about the treaty so far. It's a long way to go, as there's a foul involving the 2 number 8s, and it's Cody on Ambrose, and she gets on with it very quickly. Yeah, there's the pace that Limerick want to play at, injected. There is Amy Ryan, and Ryan playing a little bit closer to goal than maybe we might have guessed, but good interchange of passes as the ball is into the boot of Karen O'Leary, and O'Leary tucks that one just inside the post. Her second, Limerick's fourth, and all coming inside 120 odd seconds or so. This really is ominous, but Limerick can only do what they do and do it as well as they can. Some fine point taking so far, as Kilkenny kick it out. Alicia Brown catches, kicks straight inside, and O'Leary breaking onto it. What will O'Leary do here? Chance of a goal for the opening goal. It is. It's Karen O'Leary, and she has been heavily involved. Yeah, you're going to come in there, Anne-Marie? Yeah, Kilkenny are just a little bit behind on every reaction there, so it's just taking them time to get into the game, and Limerick are really taking advantage of that. They're just so precise in front of that goal. Yeah, Niamh, he got a glove to that one, but too much power from O'Leary, and it ended up just nestling into the top corner. What is the referee halting it for here? Not 100%. She's telling Amy to Amy Ryan is to come off. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but anyway, Limerick are back on. They've turned it over. They're clean through on goal again as Brown, Alicia Brown from Ballylanders. Well, she won't be happy with that ever. A first wide of the afternoon for Limerick. Still not 100% sure what the issue with
Amy Ryan was, but nevertheless she has resumed her position at in around centre half forward as she goes short with the kick out. And finally Kilkenny do retain one. Tara McGrath wearing 13 but playing a corner back, and now Kilkenny can show what they have in possession, but there's a 50-50 ball which Limerick come up with, and a chance for Deborah Murphy to get involved. She switches play, but well read by Laura Phelan, and Phelan finds Purcell. Purcell puts her racing shoes on and gives it to Phelan. It's better from Kilkenny. There's the advantage coming, and indeed there's no advantage, so there's a free for holding the arm, and Kilkenny go short. Chance for them to try and build a little bit of confidence with this attack. Referee allowing play to go on. There's no advantage once again, and it's Phelan. Much better from Kilkenny there. They decided to work a couple of short passes, and that reaped a little bit of reward.
Yeah, it was good to interception as well, just made to bring on the attack. So if Kilkenny can just get a score to settle themselves.
Yeah, it's in the gloves of Niamh Gillen. Gillen, like any good free taker, takes her extra couple of metres, but that just comes off the outside of the boot, and the first wide for Kilkenny. But they have now Limerick back where they want them in their own half, as Carol Bateman just saunters out with it. Well, this one looks for options, kicks it out towards us here in the stand. It's left on that occasion by the number 19. That's Katie Heelan, and Heelan is judged to have fouled the Kilkenny midfielder. And the pace gone out of it. Maybe that'll suit Kilkenny just to fill the lungs after a difficult start.
Yeah, get the breath back and settle down and get into the positions. Yeah,
they go short with the free. Works well because the return is there for captain Ellen Lawler, and Lawler has to come back in, and then she finds Purcell inside to Ryan. That's Kim Ryan, and she came with the hand pass, but Limerick have 2 and 3 bodies there. Referee allowing play to continue as Deborah Murphy gets on it. Murphy from county champions Mona Gay, and she switches play all the way across to Lauren Ryan over there, and Ryan has the freedom to pick it up and survey her options. Lovely little dummy solo, and then sends it into Amy Ryan. Ryan will be playing senior football in Limerick next season, and here she goes. Ryan has so much pace, bearing down a goal. Amy Ryan goes for the goal, and the referee, well, she allows play to continue. I'm not sure how that was fluffed, but Ryan ends up on the deck, and Kilkenny come away with it. Concern immediately for Amy Ryan, as once again Kilkenny look to just work it short, not looking to. There's another hand in there by Grace Lee.
Limerick tried to slow it down so they can get their players back, so they file it up.
Yeah, well, Lauren Phelan ignores that. She gets on with a lovely 1-2. Can she get their first shot from play at the post? Comes through the bodies. They're going to get an opportunity from a free. And in fairness to Kilkenny, I think it was all inside the opening 3 minutes. They were a goal and 4 down, and they've now gone maybe 3.5 minutes without conceding at all. So they've steadied the ship after a very, very leaky opening few minutes. The free to be taken by Kate Purcell. Oh, it comes off the outside of the post. It's still there, still alive, and Purcell is going to get another chance to do something with it here. She gathers possession quite well. Lovely 1-2. In fairness to Kilkenny, they are making the runs off the ball. There's another foul in there, that on, I think it was the Kilkenny number 10. Well, in fact, the Kilkenny number 10 will take it. Another noting for a Limerick player as the frees start to add up. It's something Limerick need to focus on. The hand in the tackle has got them maybe 5 or 6 times already. It's a bit much early on.
Yeah, they want to be careful if they get another tick.
Yeah, we could be looking at yellow card territory.
Exactly.
As Kate Purcell gets the first championship score for the Kilkenny ladies for some time. They'll be delighted to be back amongst the championship action, and most certainly delighted to be back on the score sheet as Carol Bateman works a lovely short kick out for Limerick. So a well taken free by Kate Purcell, and Limerick will hope now that they can arrest a little bit of a slide, certainly on the offensive foot, as Deborah Murphy sends it inside. There's Limerick players all over the place as Amy Ryan gathers it. She isn't marked too tightly, and she comes around on the loop, gives it to the, well, it's just tucked inside the post, yeah. And I believe that was Iris Kennelly with her second of the afternoon, just doing enough to tail it in.
Limerick are not wasting any ball up in that forward line. They're just going for their scores and they're taking them as quick as they can.
They most certainly are, as Kilkenny, through Laura Phelan, look to come out. Their hand passing has been sharp so far, we can say that, because almost a commentator's curse, but Phelan gets back on it. She has been extremely busy. She does look for a free there, but referee says play on, as Jennifer O'Keefe from Kilkenny City drops it in. Tight marking there from the Limerick defender, as Kilkenny again go to hands. Good hands there by Clara Doheny, but Kilkenny, just when they look to be running out of space, are fouled. And Niamh Gillen, another one from the Kilkenny City club, she wins the free, but probably too far out to be having a go at the post, so maybe just need to work it short.
Yeah, and they have just done it there and now.
Yeah, very, very short indeed, but doesn't work out. Limerick coming onto it through Katie Heelan, and she is fouled as the free count really has started to rise early in the contest. Oh, well, that's well read, well intercepted. Chance for Kilkenny now to kick their first score from play. They do so, and a very, very sloppy piece of play from Limerick, but Kilkenny, sharp as you like, get in and knock it over the bar. A lovely score there to put them onto the scoreboard once again. Yeah,
Limerick just lost a little bit of concentration there and gave a sloppy pass.
Yeah, Kilkenny profit, but Limerick a bit tidier this time. Lauren Ryan gets it, and now we're in the hands of Leah Coughlin. I mentioned Amy Ryan from Ula, Leah Coughlin from the same club. They won the intermediate championship last autumn, and they're plying their trade in the senior grade next season, as here comes Ambrose, I should say. Ambrose is around to O'Leary. The advantage being played as Deborah Murphy just hand passing it down the line, and that's good defensive shape from Kilkenny. Much better, forcing Limerick backwards, forcing them sideways, and Kilkenny have the bodies back. They have maybe 9 or 10 behind the ball now, and they're a lot tighter to their runners, but one runner who gets away is Leisha Brown. She has advantage. Limerick will want to keep this moving. They're not really interested in frees so far, as Grace Lee gathers it, sends it back to Ambrose, and Ambrose can put on the running shoes. Here she goes, cutting through the middle, spills it. Who's going to get it? It is there, it's into the bottom corner, and it's Iris Kennelly once again. A superb finish, nothing the goalkeeper could do. Pinpoint into the corner, and just when I thought Kilkenny Anne-Marie were set up well defensively, a cutting run from Roisin Ambrose opens the whole thing up.
Yeah, Limerick are very patient. If this is not working for them, they'll wait, and then they will pick up the speed and they'll hit you where it hurts.
Yeah, as Amy Ryan gives it to Kennelly. Kennelly had a quick little look at the post, decides to find Deborah Murphy, and Murphy to Yvonne Lee, and back to Murphy again. Another player with plenty of pace and plenty of accuracy. That is straight over the black spot, as you can see. And Deborah Murphy adds to Limerick's tally. They've replied well to those couple of scores from Kilkenny.
Yeah, Limerick are just letting Kilkenny know that they're not going anywhere. They're still going to take up their scores.
Yeah, 1-1 just like that, and the margin swells back to double digits, or out to double digits for the first time, as the referee allowing play to continue, as Tara McGrath, Kilkenny, is involved. She finds a player inside, and O'Keefe gets it. This Jennifer O'Keefe, jinking one way, jinking the other. Met by a couple of Limerick challenges. And again, Kilkenny have to recycle, but again the hands are good, as Hazel Moore cuts through, and she finds Caitlin Moore, but Limerick read it well and knock it out and try and work it up the pitch. Here is Lee. And Lee to Ambrose. Ambrose with the freedom of John Locke's Park here. Sends it down, looking for her Camogie clubmate, not clubmates on the LGFA front, is Karen O'Leary. Takes a lot of steps, gets through a couple of challenges, takes the hop, sends it across to Amy Ryan. Jinks back one way. The advantage was played. The goal is good. And Amy Ryan finds herself with a green flag beside her name once again. And just the pace is really, really telling so far.
Yeah, when Limerick go on the attack, they're hitting the wings, so they spread out the Kilkenny players, and they're really pushing around. So when Limerick get that ball, they're really just hitting the wings, getting the strength and getting the ball across then when Kilkenny are just out wide.
I think we can safely say Limerick will be fairly certain that they're going to get the opening win of the championship here this afternoon. Even at this early juncture, they really look potent in attack as Amy Ryan sends it inside. Chance now for O'Leary. Karen O'Leary has put it wide, just wide. She invited the goalkeeper to come out. The angle narrowed, and then just at the outside of her boot puts it inches wide. But good stuff from Niamh Sheehy. She came out and made it a little bit harder for O'Leary, and she had to try and pick the corner, which she wasn't able to do.
Yeah, Niamh is very quick off her goal line, and she's very good at reading the ball as well. So, but it's hard in there when the ball keeps coming in at you the whole time, you know. But she's doing what she can do, and just trying to read that game and trying to stop that ball from coming into her a little bit.
Yeah, the head is a little bit down from Sheehy. Been a difficult start for her and her teammates so far. As Limerick get on it again, they turn Kilkenny over at will as Grace Lee is involved, finds O'Leary, and O'Leary finds Brown, Leisha Brown looking for the post. Oh, well blocked inside there by Eden Cody, and they could find its way to Sheehy, and she, a bit like with a kick out, sends it back out. And Kilkenny again bringing it into tackle, but again Limerick illegally stopping her as Laura Phelan. Referee decides play will continue. That's good refereeing, to be fair. A couple of metres stolen, but you don't want to punish the side that were already fouled, as ball is out to Lee into O'Leary. She is everywhere. She finds Deborah Murphy, midfield partners normally in the club scene in Limerick, so there's that understanding coming to fruition again. O'Leary, well, she went for another one too, but Kilkenny come up with the interception, and there is another foul in there.
O'Leary looks like she's having great fun out there. She's just buzzing everywhere, and she's looking for it to be on the ball the whole time. You know, she's causing an awful lot of problems out there for Kilkenny.
She looks a tremendous athlete, and you must say she's covering all the ground, but she has the skills to match it. It isn't just a case of being faster than everyone. She knows what she's about when she has the ball in her hand, as Ambrose intercepts, but her kick is not good. And I suppose it's about development for Kilkenny, Anne-Marie, really, isn't it? It's about getting out there and get experience in this, and hopefully they can build as the season goes on. Yeah,
like a lot of these players wouldn't have been around when Kilkenny would have won the All-Ireland back in 2007, so they haven't that experience of what county football is like, so to get this experience now and to hopefully try and build on that, you know, and keep the football alive in Kilkenny. And like the underage is doing quite well, keeping their numbers up, so hopefully now we can just build from that, you know.
Yeah, they're looking to build from the back here in this very play as they kick it inside. That's good play. Great play indeed. The ball cutting through as Phelan gets on it. Phelan decides to hand pass to Gillen. Gillen jinking one way, and Phelan, in fairness to her, she is covering a lot of the ground here. And she is fouled on her way in. There's two hands in, and that is illegal, says the match official. And we're going to have another chance for Kilkenny to add a point. 2 points they got against Limerick in the league. There's something they need to target. Try and tap over a couple more scores as this afternoon goes on. Exactly. I have to say I was there at that Limerick game as well, and Limerick look a lot more sharper than that day as well, so it's going to be difficult. But if Kilkenny keep going, once they go on the attack, they seem to be able to get through, you know, so they just have to figure out, and hopefully they've already eclipsed it now, because Kim Ryan, they worked the free short, send it into the number 11, and she uses her favourite right foot to put it straight over the bar as Kilkenny move on to 3 points. Great stuff, and just as we say, 2 points in the league game, 3 so far this afternoon, so plenty to build on here in the remaining 40 plus minutes of action. There's just a lace delay here, so Kim Ryan joining her namesake Amy Ryan on the other end on the score sheet, and the first score in about 8 minutes for Kilkenny as Limerick work it out. So Maeve McNamara, we're not seeing too much of her. She continues her run as the pink bandana of O'Leary inside to Murphy. The hands are very, very good around that middle third from Limerick, and it's really telling when it works. Ball sent inside to Ambrose, gathers it at the second attempt. Ambrose has to send it back. There's a chance of a point, and it is sent to the right and wide. However, we are coming back for the free, and a first chance for Limerick to score from a placed ball. There was an arm being pulled there on the way through. And
I'd say Murphy's is really leading that charge and that attack for Limerick, and her passing is superb there at the moment. Every ball she passes, she's getting into that very tight positions for players, so she's really causing an awful lot of problems for Kilkenny defence.
Here comes the free, dropped into the goalkeeper's arms from Leisha Brown. A little bit disappointing with that effort, although there is just a gentle breeze just taking the sting out of those shots down at that end as Kilkenny look to counter. As you can see, glorious sunshine here this afternoon. Not a million miles from the tip water. I made my way down and I was delighted to meet no rain on the way. As again, Kilkenny look to build. Limerick flooding the numbers back there. Obviously trying to work on a game plan that will see them into the latter stages of this competition. But Kilkenny looking to cut through is Clara Donaghy. That's a dangerous one, inviting one. Carol Bateman, oh look at that, claims it above everyone. Just what you want from your goalkeeper. Good leadership, good hands, and a good chance now for Limerick to launch a counter-attack as maybe Kilkenny looking for a bit of a breather. But Deborah Murphy, that's a direct kick inside. It's caught, it's going to be switched across. Here is Karen O'Leary, just bounces away from her. Still an opening there off the left foot. That is over the bar.
Great direct football from Limerick, maybe by 3 passes and it was over the bar. You know, it was very direct and very quick.
And it's the number 18 once again, as you can see there, Iris Kennelly. She is so deadly in attack. And just as we reach the 20-minute mark, Kennelly on the score sheet once again. Kennelly, along with Captain Roisin Ambrose from the Old Mill Club in West Limerick. So there's a chance now for another Limerick opening, but Kilkenny get the numbers back, and there's a foul from Karen O'Leary, and as ever O'Leary protests her innocence, but she's going to get a little noting beside her name as the Cats get on with it. Elsewhere in this group, just a reminder of the format of the championship, there is 4 sides in this group, namely Kilkenny and Limerick of course, and Sligo and Down, the other 2 sides there meeting elsewhere this afternoon. The Group B sees Fermanagh, Carlow and London, so 2 from each group will progress to the semi-finals before the real business end will start later in the summer. Kilkenny just a little bit off with the hand pass and allows Limerick to come up with it, and Deborah Murphy effectively playing at midfield. Very good solar of the ball, and she sends it direct inside, and looks like O'Leary is on the loop as Leisha Brown goes to find her. O'Leary goes in for it, but it's good defending from Kilkenny, and that's a lovely little kick pass. Well, I say little, it was a good long one to Hazel Moore. She's soloing with her right, and another solo as she cuts her way through the middle. As again, the kick pass is well read by the Limerick full back line. They've not really gave up too much so far, it's fair to say.
No, Limerick are on the Kilkenny players are not given a breath really, so Kilkenny have to really work hard to get that ball into that forward line, you know, so
yeah, they most certainly are, as Limerick are fouled around the middle, and they get on with it very quickly. Chance now, can they work the score, can they work another goal? Straight through the middle, into the top corner.
Oh.
I thought I might be coming back out, and once again it is Iris Kennelly, gumshield hanging out. She's really having a feast here in Kilkenny. 4-7 now to the 3 points. Limerick cutting at will through the middle, and she got the last point. She adds a quick goal to that. Kilkenny on the counter offensive, looking for something of their own. Just again off the post. Well, when your luck isn't in, it ain't in.
No, and they just didn't react as quick as Limerick did to that ball. It would have been a nice little ball to get, but Limerick were on their toes and they're out again on the attack.
Yeah, just like that, they cross halfway and looking for another score. There is a lot of goals, you think, in this Limerick team, the way they're playing, really moving the ball at pace and at will. There's a good bit of defending inside there as Kilkenny come up with it. I think that was Eilish O'Neill who broke that free, and they can come up through the middle, but again the hand pass just overcooked, and if someone would like to mark Karen O'Leary, that would be a good idea from a Kilkenny point of view. As I say, that someone reads the pass to her and intercepts. Easier said than done, of course, to mark a player of her calibre as Jennifer O'Keefe gets on it. Cutting through the middle, has to check back. It's good defensive work from Lauren Ryan, and Limerick turn it over. Number of players now pulling up the sleeves, not in terms of the work side of things, but just because of the heat here. And there's a foul in there on Fiona Bradshaw.
It just shows you how fit Limerick are. Actually, they don't seem to be. The heat doesn't seem to be affecting them at all. They're just.
And one thing I noticed, they're not stopping.
No.
When they get a free, there's no one taking their breath. It's like, can we go again? Can we go again? But that's what they will need if they're going to win this championship.
Exactly, like they would be really looking to win this championship this year, and they're going to meet some strong other teams as well. So they really need to get this game and work on the things that they want to work on as well. So Kilkenny just need to get another score, just try and get a few more scores for themselves, to help to keep the motivation in for football for Kilkenny,
Absolutely. Leisha Brown decides she's going to go short with the kick, free that is, and it's sent to the left and wide by Deborah Murphy. Yeah, you mentioned Limerick trying to win this championship last year. Fermanagh and Antrim, a classic in Croke Park. That was a drawn game, and Antrim coming out the second day in a narrow enough margin, if memory serves. But Fermanagh have been knocking on the door, so they, in my opinion, would be the firm favourites for this championship with the likes of Emer Smith on board. But I think Limerick will have designs with the calibres of player that they have available this year of going all the way. Speaking of going all the way, Roisin Ambrose off the right and straight over the bar, and another score for Limerick. But would you be in agreement with my summation that Fermanagh are the team to watch? Yeah,
I would think so. Like I was there when Antrim and Fermanagh played in the All-Ireland finals, and I have to say it was a brilliant game of football from both sides, and Fermanagh will be, I suppose you kind of say, sick maybe that they lost that game as well, so but their intention definitely is to get to that All-Ireland and win it. But I think Limerick, their intention is to get to the All-Ireland final as well and experience that day out in Croke Park. So
yeah, there can only be one winner, of course, so
yeah,
one of them will most certainly be disappointed whatever happens in the next 2 weeks, if not both, is that on come Limerick with another chance. Katie Heelan sends it just inside the right hand post, and another score for Limerick as Katie Heelan adds to Limerick's tally. I think that's her first of the afternoon, as they really are just starting to tack on the points now. 4-9, as you'll see. And Kilkenny retain possession and carry it up through the middle. It's at the business end of the championship. A long way away. 2 more group games for both these sides to try and stake a claim for a top 2 spot, as Emily McCarthy, I should say, gathers it. Again, Kilkenny, you can see they have been coached quite well. They're doing the right things. Maybe the execution at times is not what they'd like, but nevertheless, trying to do the right thing. That's what it's all about, really.
Getting used to that intensity of championship, it's a little bit different than leagues.
That's it, as they come through. There's advantage being played. We're back for the free, yeah. Of course, the weather plays its part too in that, because with the drier ground, the harder ground, the ball moves way faster. The ball, of course, is even lighter in the summer months.
Exactly.
So the players really have to sharpen up to that, but signs encouraging at times for Kilkenny in spurts, I think it's fair to say, as they come back now for the free. In fairness to Ellen Lawler, she knows it's not a scoreable free, so she wants a runner. There's a couple of little darts. Well, the referee sending her back outside the 45. I think that's a little bit pedantic, but easy for me to say from here, as the ball is switched out. And there is a good runner off the ball, that is Laura Phelan. But gives it straight to a green and white shirt, as Limerick look to counter. Ball kicked low and direct in towards Brown, and Brown just slowing it up a little bit, as Limerick have runners all over the pitch, and Brown can get it back, having lost her marker. Switches play towards Amy Ryan. Ryan just nudged as she got there, does well to get her. Amy Ryan has so much pace, but has to check back. Amy Ryan off the right, and well caught, well held by Sheehy in the Kilkenny goal. She is from Thomastown. And again, Kilkenny just with this, I suppose, a little bit slower build-up when you compare it to the Munster side, as Lawler gets it through the middle. Limerick flooding bodies back. which means she has to check back. Oh, lovely little jink from Phelan. Can she get it again? Well, they're going to kick across. That's Kim Ryan, kicked their last score, and she looks for Clara Doheny. The line is... Well, the line was just breached, but there was a foul in doing so, and a free once again for Kilkenny.
Limerick look have to slowed up a little bit now. They've gotten a lot of people behind the ball. You know, they're kind of slowed down their game a little bit, maybe trying to retain some energy for the second half.
Yeah, there's going to be a word here for Leah Coughlin. And Leah Coughlin is going to have 10 minutes. It's her third foul, indicates the referee. So Leah Coughlin, with no protest, it must be said, takes off her gloves and is going to join us over here on the near side for a 10-minute interval. In fairness, there has been a lot of those niggly fouls, particularly from Limerick, you know,
yeah.
So it's right that the referee picked up on it.
Yeah, Limerick need to be careful of that now, because they don't want to be doing that in their other games, so they need to learn from this. And, you know, I suppose the defending, when they defend in such intensity, they're going to have to be very careful on their frees. Yeah,
the ball spills around there. But Limerick have the bodies back despite the player less. So just as they have to, I suppose, an early half-time interval break for Leah Coughlin. We're going to have one additional minute. It's been indicated just beneath us here in the stand by the fourth official. And Limerick will just look to tag on maybe a score or two more. An explosive opening, 1 goal and 4 points inside the opening 2.5 minutes as they go in search of another one. Here is Iris Kennelly. Kennelly, what can she do? Sends it towards O'Leary. Back to Kennelly, open goal.
Yeah.
And Iris Kennelly just comes away with that little smirk on her face. Another goal for her, another goal for Limerick. And I suppose the loss of Leah Coughlin, it matters little when you move the ball with such accuracy and such pace.
Yeah, Limerick have kind of just brought their players down the field a little bit, so just leaving an awful lot of space up in that full forward line. So Alicia Brown just runs out, she's on her own, and then the people are able to run off her in that space that they've provided. So they're just creating an awful lot of space for runners to go in there behind that Kilkenny backline.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a break here. As you can see, Limerick 5-9, Kilkenny 3 points. Time for a drop of water. Don't go too far. We'll be back for the second half very shortly. Onto her right foot immediately for Limerick to create another opening. They're in around the goal mouth, and Amy Ryan decides to go back. It's kicked off the right foot of Iris Kennelly. His chance here, switched across, dangerous one in around the goal mouth as Alicia Brown, she decides to take her point. We might have guessed, but good interchange of passes as the ball is into the boot of Karen O'Leary, and O'Leary tucks that well as they can. Some fine point taking so far as Kilkenny kick it out. Alicia Brown catches, kicks straight inside, and O'Leary breaking onto it. What will O'Leary do here? Chance of a goal for the opening goal. It is. It's Karen O'Leary.
Yeah, they want to be careful if they get another tick.
Yeah, we could be looking tightly, and she comes around on the loop, gives it to the, well, oh, it's just tucked inside the post. Yeah. Oh, well, that's well read, well intercepted. Chance for Kilkenny now to kick their first score from play. They do. He gathers it, sends it back to Ambrose, and Ambrose can put on the running shoes. Here she goes, cutting through the middle, spills it. Who's going to get it? It is there. It's into the bottom corner to Yvonne Lee, and back to Murphy again. Another player with plenty of pace and plenty of accuracy. That is straight over the black spot. Is it down, looking for her Camogie clubmate, not clubmates on the LGFA front, is Karen O'Leary. Takes a lot of steps, gets through a couple of challenges, takes the hop, sends it across to Amy Ryan, jinks back one way. The advantage was played.
Go on the attack, they seem to be able to get through, you know, so they just have to figure out, and hopefully.
Well, they've already eclipsed it now because Kim Ryan, they worked on inviting one. Carol Bateman, oh, look at that. Claims it above everyone. Ooh, just what you want. Here is Karen O'Leary, just bounces away from her. Still an opening there, off the left foot. That is over the bar.
Great.
And they get on with it very, very quickly. Chance now. Can they work the score? Can they work another goal? Straight through the middle. Oh, into the top corner.
Oh.
I thought I might be coming back out. Oh, going all the way. Speaking going all the way, Roisin Ambrose off the right and straight over the bar. And another score for Limerick. whatever happens in the next few weeks, if not both, is that on come Limerick with another chance. Katie Heelan sends it just inside the right hand or two more. An explosive opening, 1 goal and 4 points inside the opening 2.5 minutes as they go in search of another one. Here is Iris Kennelly. Kennelly, what can she do? Sends it towards O'Leary, back to Kennelly, open goal.
Yeah.
And Iris Kennelly. You're very welcome back to John Locke's GA Club here in Callan, County Kilkenny. The half-time interval is almost over as the sides wait for Limerick to resume their place on the pitch. The half-time scores, you can see 5 goals and 9 points to 3 points in favour of the girls in green. Pretty frantic opening period from Limerick. A goal and 3 inside the a goal and 4 I should say inside the opening 3 minutes, really putting Kilkenny under the cosh. But Limerick have really worked some great scores in that half. Karen O'Leary with a goal and 2, Iris Kennelly with 3-3, Amy Ryan with a goal, Leisha Brown, Deborah Murphy, Roisin Ambrose and Katie Heelan all with a point, and every single one of those scores coming from play. On the Kilkenny side of things, well, their first point came from a free from Katie Purcell, and there has been 2 points since from centre half forward Kim Ryan from the home club here, John Locke's. Anne Marie, we were just discussing at half time about Kilkenny football, and I suppose the bigger picture, we saw the youngsters here from the local club, I think maybe in between 8 and 12 years of age. Great to see so many young girls out playing the game. It's just a case of building slowly, I think, for Kilkenny ladies football.
Yeah, I think so. Like, you can't expect to build big pyramids and stuff like that, you know, over a year. So even just to have this senior team out there and performing, you know, is a massive thing for Kilkenny. Like, this time last year we didn't have a team, so to have a team now this year and just be able to go and watch a game for them as well, you know, like, it's a hard day for them. It's not easy going out there playing against Limerick, and you know, the experience of Limerick is really starting to show through that game, and Kilkenny look a little bit lost. Like I said, championship is a little bit different than league. It's a bit more intensity and everything. So, and look, Kilkenny, they have to start somewhere, so this is a starting point. They can only go up from here, you know, so they just have to keep going out there and trying. Like Laura Phelan, what I thought was very good for Kilkenny in that first half, and it's great to see because she's a John Locke's player, so she's really trying to play that hard out there for her. So
absolutely, yeah. Looks like there has been a couple of changes in the Limerick side. Fiona Bradshaw is one of those to make way. Leah Coughlin is still in the sin bin, and it looks like Karen O'Leary, a goal and 2 to her name, is going to make way. We'll just confirm who and what have Limerick done with this team. Leisha Brown, another one, making her way to the dugout beneath us. So we're waiting for confirmation of who the sub numbers are that are in. I think one of those is Roisin Breedy. She's gone into centre half forward wearing number 24. The paperwork, as you can see, being tended to beneath us here. But we'll confirm those subs as we note them, and there is Karen O'Reilly, definitely one of the players who's made way. There's been a handful of subs, but we'll confirm all of that as we get to it. Limerick looking to start the second half as they did the first, really on the front foot, as Deborah Murphy gets a hand pass. Murphy bringing to the D, look to switch across, ball flicked away, but Laura Phelan is back there for the hosts, and she can come away with it, does well. Amy Ryan gives pursuit, but it's Becky Lomax with the ball, and she gives it inside. Lomax is there for the return. Again, Kilkenny though just going into a little bit of traffic, difficult to get out of this situation, but they do well, and it's carried away by Kate Purcell, and Purcell going to kick from outside the 45 in. Broken down there and well there by fullback Yvonne Lee, and her sister, I think, is there. Yeah, there is her sister Grace, who gets a hold of it now, and Limerick can come up that right hand side. Ball given to the halftime subs, as I mentioned, Roisin Breedy wearing the 25 jersey. She trying to make a mark in this Limerick panel. I think this is her first year on the panel, so she is trying to stake a claim to be higher up the pecking order as they switch it back to Deborah Murphy of Monaghan. Murphy, again, Limerick always with players, always with runners off the shoulder, making it a very much difficult for Kilkenny. Limerick have to go back though, made to work for it on this occasion, as Roisin Ambrose plays the lovely 1-2, and Ambrose puts on the burners, and Ambrose off the right, that's across the face of goal, and it is wide. I think third wide and all for Limerick.
yeah, Kilkenny seem to be a little bit in a better position on their defence there that time round. Limerick were struggling to try and penetrate to get through it.
Yeah, they've managed to navigate the first 2 minutes of this half, something that they really didn't manage at all in the first half. We're going to have a Kilkenny sub in a couple of minutes. Aoife Sheely, who was wearing 27, is being prepared beneath us, so we'll see who makes way in a moment or two, as Laura Phelan soloing up the field. She gives it inside to Lomax. Lomax has to go back for it. does well and finds Kate Purcell. Purcell gives it across to Moore, and Moore, another player from the home club, finds her clubmate and teammate Laura Phelan. Phelan with a solo, looking back inside for Moore. Moore gives it back across. Kim Ryan, Limerick with the numbers back. And Kilkenny, just maybe a target for them is perhaps win or indeed match Limerick in the second half. They would have tried to get on the front foot in terms of the scoring. As Deborah Murphy, just look at the confidence on the ball and the quality on the ball as she delivers it inside. Limerick searching for their 10th point perhaps of the afternoon. There's a free coming, and they're going to potentially spoil their 100% from play here with this free, but we'll see as the sub comes in for Kilkenny, number 27. That is Aoife Sheely, and unlike her male counterpart, she actually puts her gum shield in. I see a lot of men putting it into their sock. She actually takes it out of her sock, so obviously reminded of the rules as a sub on the sub making way. We'll just confirm who that is. The free is taken. The free is a good one. It's the left boot of Quiva McGrath, another one of the half-time subs. She didn't start. She is wearing a starting number, as you'll note. But from Father Casey's, she notches her first point of the afternoon, and indeed, as I say, a first point from Limerick from a place ball. So a little bit subdued at the start of the second half, but Limerick have continued where they've left off and added to that lead. Kilkenny, Hazel Moore kicks inside, breaks nicely to another Moore. That's Caitlin Moore. She's fouled, and in fairness to the referee, she is in a tremendous position to give it, as Limerick continue to play with 14 players.
I'm glad to see Kilkenny have come out in the second half with with fight, that they're not sitting down and allowing Limerick to control the game. They're really trying to put their mark again on the board. Yeah,
Kim Ryan, oh look at that, what a score from Kim Ryan. A little bit of a curl on it, and it went straight over, and she really knows where the posts are. Her third of the afternoon and a fourth for her side, and as Anne-Marie says, they're trying a little bit more on the front foot and trying to work something for us as Limerick work it out. Lauren Ryan gives it to Grace Lee, sends it to Roisin Ambrose, kicked inside. Quiva McGrath races to it, but number 8 is there. That's Cody. Cody skips by the challenge with ease and gets looking for Kilkenny to get back on the score sheets. Maybe 2 on the bounce will be the first time this afternoon if they can do so. Switched across to the corner. There'll be a race for it. And Alva Quaid, she looks to be another one of the half-time substitutions. She is judged to have ran out of road there, and it's going to be a line ball for Kilkenny, despite the protests of Quaid. Another one from Old Mill. Limerick though get the possession back very quickly. Look at Deborah Murphy, look at that, she just racing up the middle and always looking for options, and always seems to have one as Lauren Ryan gets it. Ryan has to go back to Lee. That's Grace Lee, the older of the two sisters, as ball sent inside now to Breedy. Breedy from Galty Gales. Breedy didn't catch that too right. I'm not sure was there a bit of a block on it, but nevertheless it doesn't find its intended target, and the black and amber jerseys come down the field. It's a race for it. Alva Quaid does well, gathers it, and Limerick can break again. It's just Kilkenny is struggling sometimes to get beyond maybe the 45 and 65. That's where Limerick are kind of setting the trap and doing well. Yeah, you can see Limerick are just lined across that line as well, so they're just not letting Kilkenny pass, and they're struggling to get that ball up past the 45 there at the moment. Yeah, Limerick look to create another scoring opportunity. There's the half-time sub, Quiva McGrath, sent across to Murphy. Murphy to Ambrose, just flicks it out in front of herself, catches it. Jinx hop solo and curls it, but oh, she's got it. Sorry, I thought it was going wide. Roisin Ambrose adds to her tally. That's her second of the afternoon.
Yeah, Limerick they're slowing down their intensity. It's not as quick as it was before. Even though Deborah Murphy is, when she gets that ball, just watch out for her because she's just on the run straight away. She's just really trying to get that ball through. But they've kind of slowed it down into that 45 at the moment. They're kind of just letting it settle and work the ball around.
Yeah. In fairness to Murphy, her partner in crime, Karen O'Leary, has got a well-deserved rest, but nevertheless she's continuing on with such quality, pace and accuracy for Limerick as the ball is delivered in low, inviting one for a forward, picked up by McGrath. She wants to add to her point from a free. Referee says play will continue, gives it to Amy Ryan. Oh, well blocked there by Phelan. Ryan go gathers, jinks away and kicks it off her right. There's a nod from one umpire to the other, and Limerick have another point. Amy Ryan. So 3 points to 1 since the interval. Kilkenny tightened it up a little bit at the back. That's has to be one positive so far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've really you see a bit more of a structure going on there now. They've kind of settled into it. So if they can just keep it, just keep focus on that, and just little improvements.
Yeah, they just all too often go down a tight little space, and Limerick have numbers there and have a chance now as Lauren Ryan. Oh, Ryan sees the pass skip by her from Roisin Breedy, and a chance now for Kate Purcell. Gives it back to Captain Lawler. Ellen Lawler kicks in. Kim Ryan really does show for that ball. Well, or not, sorry, that's not Kim Ryan, that's Clara Doheney, and she gets it again. She's blocked with her kick through. And Limerick just working it through the hands. Ball sent out to Grace Lee. Sinbinned in last year's county final, but thankfully, from her point of view, it turned all out well in the end with a victory over St. Ailbe's in a great game in Bruff. Ball sent to Amy Ryan. Ryan to Ambrose, to the runner, that is Iris Kennelly. 3-3 to her name, sends it inside to Quiva McGrath. McGrath sensibly finds Roisin Ambrose, looks to kick her third of the afternoon, and that is a trio of points for her.
Yeah, Limerick are starting to take points further out now. They're really just, practicing taking their points from outside that 21 metre line as well, so they're trying really hard to do that. Yeah,
the Limerick sub has come in. Andrea O'Sullivan, wearing number 21, is in. Not 100% sure who's made way. Someone did make way because they do have 15 on the pitch, but there will be no such controversy here this afternoon as Deborah Murphy races onto it. Oh, she puts out her arms to say to the ref, I was fouled, but nothing doing, says the Donegal official. And Kilkenny can try and counter Limerick with a lot of players forward, so there is space behind them if Kilkenny can do something with it. There's Lawler, just the delivery not to scratch as Grace Lee gets it. And here straight into the action is Ballylander's star Andrea O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, the freedom of the park to carry it inside that 45. Has runners off the shoulder. That is back now to O'Sullivan. Checked in her attempts to run, and here is Deborah Murphy. She's hungry for a score, and Deborah Murphy takes her point.
Yeah, Kilkenny seem to have slowed down a little bit. They seem to be very tired out there at the moment now, so it's starting to tell on them. You can see it, and I suppose that last final ball going through as well. Yeah,
there's a sub on the Kilkenny side. Number 20 has made way. That's Clara Doheney, I should say, and she's been replaced by Niamh Ward, wearing number 21. So the two number 21s in the last couple of minutes. And Kilkenny will hope that Ward has a little bit of a spring in her step now. She looks to be involved in the play immediately here, but that's actually into the full forward. And which way is this going? It's a free out. I was certain it was a free in. In fairness, both players were probably holding each other, weren't they?
They were, yeah. There was a bit of scramble there. It looks like the Limerick ball there now.
Yeah, there's a sub coming for Limerick, as you can see beneath you there. Cathy Mee, a very, very experienced operator, a great score taker, good free taker too. She's going to come in, very experienced, as I say. It's ball from Deborah Murphy. Look at that, looking for Amy Ryan, but it's just flicked away by the full back. Good play to stop Amy Ryan profiting and getting another score for Limerick.
Murphy's been doing that all day. It's just that lethal, and that's what Kilkenny are missing. They're missing that pass that Deborah Murphy supplies for Limerick. So
yeah, those passes that just cut a defence open, no matter how well they're set up. And there's another little holding foul here, and it's going in favour of Kilkenny. There's a break now for the substitution as Cathy Mee comes in. Another Ballylanders player is into the action. She replaces Amy Ryan, and Amy Ryan can be happy with her afternoon's work. She comes off with a smile. A goal in the first half and a point in the second half. Yeah, so the Ula star will take her breather.
Nice sub to have come on for Limerick there. It's
yeah, not too bad. Player who's captain the side, played in the 2018 final, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah.
And vastly experienced at club and county level, so great option for the management team, which is headed up by Graham Shine. As Caitlin Moore carries it, but it's recycled, kicked off the right. That's an inviting one. The referee says we're going to come back for the free because the shot from Kate Purcell dropped short to Niamh Sheehy, and the referee is busy with the paperwork again. Limerick will definitely focus on that part of their game going forward. There's another, it's a lot of those fouls have been from judging by the referees, I suppose, demonstration. It's a lot of holding arms and blocking the maybe the hand passing arm, stuff like that.
Yeah, and Limerick needs to be careful when they do end up having a team that's going to be on the run. That could become a big problem for them in the future, in future games.
Yeah, the free is taken. It's kicked high, but it's not going to go all the way. It's going to be dropping inside there. And Grace Lee gathers it. Lee is fouled. The Kilkenny player says, well, she actually pulled in my arm. And Limerick will resume with the free. Deborah Murphy, Energizer Bunny, I think I called her on the previous commentary. Maybe that doesn't even do her justice, because
she is everywhere today.
An Energizer Bunny will eventually run out of battery. I don't think she will. Limerick switching across. Sent inside. Cathy Mee looking to get straight into the action. Skips by her marker. Met by a wall, and the referee says that she is the guilty party. It's a very difficult one, I must say, for officials. Who's instigating the contact there? Is the forward doing their best to avoid it, or is the defender blocking the way?
Yeah, it's a hard one to call now. And you have to be confident with the call, and you just go with it, and just be confident with what you're calling. Yeah,
Cathy Meadow is involved with Limerick. Turn it over, and the chance now for McGrath. Left foot of McGrath. She tucks that inside. We saw her with the left-footed free earlier on, and she shows what she can do from play. And another new option, I think, at the disposal of Graham Shine and Co. Our second. So we're now 15 minutes to go. Limerick management still, I suppose, shouting at their players encouragement and trying to do the right thing the whole time. As we mentioned a couple of times, and Anne-Marie certainly touched on it, there will be sterner tests ahead for Limerick, and that's no disrespect at all meant to Kilkenny. It's just that more seasoned sides at this level will come into the action. Limerick with the free, but that more seasoned side, like we mentioned, for Fermanagh, could be waiting in the knockout stage. And indeed, the other two sides in this group to come, and they are, namely, if I can find it on my notes, Sligo and Down. So Limerick will certainly fancy their chances of getting out of this group, there's no doubt about that, but what can they do beyond that? Advantage coming as McGrath carries it. So we're going to go back for the free. And another foul from the Kilkenny rearguard. The angle will not be too kind to the left-footed free taker, but guess what? Deborah Murphy is wide open. She's fixing her boot, but she's now going to be picked up, I think.
You can tell that Kilkenny are getting tired because they're causing a lot more frees for themselves in that back line, whereas before they weren't actually fouling. So
yeah, ball sent skyward. No thunder going to hit it, no lightning going to hit it, as the ball breaks kindly for Niamh Sheehy, and they can try and work it away. Can Kilkenny add to their 1 point since the interval? Well, they're going to have to do a bit of defending first off the right, and that is tucked inside the post, expertly so, by Iris Kennelly. 3 goals and 4 points to her name. And I'm not sure exactly if the Zukar, I think it was last season, Zukar top scoring, maybe it was only in the senior championship, but she'll be putting her hand up for the junior award.
She certainly is.
And she's made an impressive start here with 3-4 so far.
Yeah, and she keeps looking for the ball as well. She's not just sitting back, and she keeps looking for it. She's moving the whole time, and that's what I like about the Limerick forwards. They're moving the whole time. They're not standing. They're trying to create chances as much as they can.
Yeah, and there's nothing too traditional about how they line up in terms of there's no player designated to one spot. There's plenty of interchange. Roisin Ambrose now, she finds Kennelly, and Kennelly fires it over just like that. We hadn't seen her for a few minutes. She adds 2 quick fire points, and Limerick streaking away. So I wonder, did Kilkenny discuss their kick-out strategy at half-time? What can they do? Well, that would not have been in the plan, as it's sliced out over the sideline. Limerick get on with it so quickly. They're playing with such pace that Kilkenny cannot match it. Here is Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose off the right. She's adding to her tally, and an 18th point now for Limerick. They're really, I think the word at halftime was probably to just start working those points, get the eye in, as the championship will require many white flags, you'd feel.
Yeah, I would say they were just come out now to just take as many points as they can and work that ball into that area, because they're going to need to get practice in that. So
yeah, ball sent inside. Oh, spilled by Cathy Mee, but she has time to gather it again, and she gives it to Andrea O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan sends it across the square. It's flicked into the back of the net, and it's another goal for Limerick. And that is Roisin Breedy with her first goal of the afternoon, first score indeed since being introduced at half-time. A 6-0 now for Limerick, and 6 goals and 18 points is a pretty impressive tally. Well,
Sinead just went in there now. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, actually, that goal is going to be discounted.
It's yes.
Yeah, a square ball. Well, there's, I think, sarcastic roars from the Limerick sideline that it was a great goal. There's a disappointment comes with that, so they're going to have to wait a little bit longer for their 6th goal. An update from the other game in this group: down a goal and 10. Laois yesterday. Down a goal of 10. Sligo a goal and a point with just about 12 minutes to go in that one. So looks like Down will be joining Limerick at the top of the table. Some of the locals have spotted Limerick hurler Aaron Gallan, who is a spectator here and looking for autographs, as Kilkenny knock it out for a wide. Yeah, man of the match in last week's Munster Senior Hurling Championship final, and now he's been asked to pose for photos.
There'll be a queue.
We could be photobombing him here now.
Yeah, we could,
yeah. We might line up ourselves after, but back underway here as the kick out is taken short. Word quickly spreading around that there's an all-star hurler, and 5 in a row, and 4-time All-Ireland winner, 5 in a row Munster champion, 4 in a row All-Ireland winner, 4 in a row, sorry, that's presumptuous, 4-time All-Ireland winner. Kilkenny might have a thing or two to say about that. Back underway here, kicked in long towards Iris Kennelly. Look at the pace she has, gets away with it, and she gathers it. And back to Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose, what will she do? Clever little jink inside, goes for the return. Can she add a score? Well, she looks for Deborah Murphy, and for once it seems Limerick's passing lets them down, as Andrea Sullivan looks to break, but Kilkenny battling gamely as Emily McCarthy from the Kilkenny City Club helps get it away, as Caitlin Moore gets on it, jinks one way, jinks the other side. She's going to kick, but that unfortunately makes a 50-50 of it, and Limerick carry away. Lauren Ryan from the Adair Club, she carries it forward. Will she get the return? She won't, not at this juncture. Ambrose gives it across to Cathy Mee. Mee's looking for that goal. There it is. There is the 6th goal, and I don't need to scratch that off my notes. I had the 6th goal written in already, and there it is. Cathy Mee gets it this occasion.
Limerick are very good. What they do is when they start the attack, they go out wide, create that space in the middle, and then once that ball is into that D area, they're just moving as quickly as they can and into that space.
Yeah, 6 goals is pretty impressive shooting. 6 goals, 18 points is fantastic shooting at any level. And Limerick looking to just shut up the shop at the back. They've conceded 1 point since the interval. That'll be an area of focus, just to stop any sloppy scores, maybe cut down the freeze. As I mentioned the word sloppy, that is sloppy. The ball is just too strong and kicked out over the other side.
I think this gives Limerick the opportunity to work on certain things that maybe they've been doing at training. So we'll see when Kilkenny have a kick out, they're working on everyone into that centre and moving out. So Limerick are actually using this game now to work on their game plan for future games, I think.
Yeah, Sly going down to come as cutting through the middle is Kate Purcell. Limerick flooding back, stopping the space. Jennifer O'Keefe takes on Maeve McNamara. O'Keefe going all the way in, and it's too many steps.
It's good defending there.
Yeah, pushed her wide. Never going to shoot from there. And I guess eventually she was so close that she was afraid to take a solo or hop. Oh, well, Limerick have copped it up. There's a chance for Kilkenny here. Ball back. Chance now. Oh, great block still there as Niamh Gillen gets on it. Gillen ends up on the deck. Limerick made a bit of a mess of that, but dug themselves out with a good block. And it was a chance for Niamh Ward to fire over, or indeed maybe try and sneak one under the crossbar. Limerick get away with it, and their clean sheet in terms of goals is preserved as Andrea O'Sullivan carries straight through the middle. Powerful runner on the ball. Great skill shown there. Oh, it was Cathy Mee looking to race onto it. Maybe she didn't call it. Nevertheless, Caoimhe McGrath intercepts, tidies it up, and off her left foot gets her third point of the second half.
Limerick subs are really showing strength now as well, so it's a good depth for Limerick to have a bench strong, so to see exactly what they can do in situations like this.
Yeah, another foul by Limerick there. 6 minutes or so left. Can Kilkenny build on that? 3 points in the first half, as we said, one since the restart. A chance for Cody to carry it up, a famous Kilkenny name as we all know. Sent inside. Here is Cody again, goes for the goal, sends it across the square, it's in! Great finish by Niamh Gillen, and they have indeed built on that good first half in terms of getting 3 points. They've added a goal. Niamh Gillen, good reactions from Niamh. It was, I don't think it was intended for her.
No, I don't think so. I think Cody was trying to go for her own score there, but strong run from Cody as well. She was able to keep that ball and get the ball across, and good reactions.
Yeah, good reactions as we're going to go back for a free. So Kilkenny have something to celebrate. That's their first goal of the season in terms of championship.
I think Limerick will be disappointed with that, allowing Kilkenny to get in there.
Yeah, someone free at the back post. It's not what you want, because more experienced teams will really exploit that if it's a common trait. As they come up, Andrea O'Sullivan into Mee. Look at that, Mee, Cathy Mee. Her second goal, a 7 for Limerick. And just like that, they cancel out Niamh Gillen's effort with a well-worked team goal. And another one for Limerick, up to 40 points now with that 7th goal.
Yeah, Andrea Sullivan's been a big impact there for Limerick as well. She's really trying to stamp her authority on that field, and she's doing a very good job out there.
Yeah, Roisin Amber's going to be underneath this kick out. In fact, she's not. She misjudges it. And there's a chance for Moore to carry. She'll know this pitch also well. Good play. Finds Kim Ryan. 3 points to her name. Little kicked pass, but just misread the flight of it, did the teammate. Roisin Ambrose across to Murphy. I tell you, she would break a GPS if she had it on. As ball sent inside. Advantage being played. Caoimhe McGrath. She has shown well, in fairness to McGrath. Listed to start. Not sure why she was moved to the bench, but she has done well since being introduced at half-time.
Yeah, she's showing there for the ball all the time in front, looking first, constantly moving and supporting as well. So it's she's really showing how good a player she really is. Yeah,
there's going to be Limerick will hope for a long championship. Well, there's a sin bin now for Kilkenny, and Eilish O'Neill from Ailyard will not take any further part in this contest. Into the bin, but with of course less than 10 minutes to go, she will not be coming back into the action. Cathy Mee with the free. The sun beating down, as you can see. She's puts up her hand to try and survey her options. She is capable of putting it over from here, and she decides that she won't even try. She gives it to Ambrose, and now she's much closer to the goal. She's on the 20. Mee onto the right, turns that one just over the bar, and Cathy Mee another player who's staked a claim for further inclusion as the championship goes on.
You can see her experience from that. She knew that there was space there, so pass the ball back and run into that space, and an easier point for her rather than trying to take a big long score.
Yeah, as Kilkenny again just a little bit subpar on the kick out, and they have to watch for the switch of play, because there it comes from Iris Kennelly. Cathy Mee, she is looking for a hat-trick, is she? She is. She's going to bear down a goal. She sensibly enough takes the point, and it's I suppose double. It's 7 goals and 21, which 2 21s of course makes 42. They're able to score at will, and Cathy Mee has shown that she is well able to score at will too.
Yeah, they're making it look very easy out there at the moment, so they're just, every ball that they're given seems to be going in the right direction, and their hands are so good as well. They're very strong.
Yeah, here come Kilkenny. Aoife Sheely, and Sheely is fouled. Kilkenny with only 2 subs at their disposal this afternoon. Difficult in the conditions to only have 17 available, and of course down to 14 now for the dying embers of this one. I guess for John Gorey and the backroom team, which includes Owen Hennessy, they'll be hoping for, I suppose, a deeper panel available to them in the next 2 games. They do have 2 weeks off to reset and bring players back. Well, there's another yellow card. It's again for 3 fouls, and the proverbial early shower for Lauren Ryan. So she'll join us over here in the stand. So again, that's what we spoke about Limerick. Yes, they've done so much right, but a lot of frees, a lot of niggly frees.
I think it'll be a big problem for them. You know, it's a game that they shouldn't have that many frees really.
Well, in a tight game, if you get 2 sin bins, you can I wouldn't say forget about it, but you can you'd be counting yourself lucky to come out of a game if you got 2 sin bins.
Exactly.
In a tight game,
yeah.
you know.
They really have to curtail their fouling and really kind of. And like they had a lot of fouls at the early on in the game, and it's just followed through now.
Yeah, in fairness to the referee, she's very consistent with her application, I think, of the rules. As difficult as they can be at times, she has said for both Limerick's yellows, it's just too many fouls from the same player.
Yep.
And we want free-flowing football, and we may have some of it here in the last exchanges. Ball into Roisin Breedy. She's eager, I'm sure, to get on the score sheet. Denied by a square ball a few minutes ago. What will she do? Hand passes it through. Chance of another Limerick goal. Oh, well saved. Breaks in around there, and they come away with it. It was Andrea Sullivan looking for a goal. In fairness to Breedy, she did the right thing, gave it to the runner, but out came Sheehy and denied her as Roisin Ambrose intercepts that, but knocks it out. We're just at the 60-minute mark, as you'll see. We must thank you for joining us here this afternoon. I'm sure wherever in the world you're watching her, if you're a Limerick supporter, you'll be more than happy with this one. Disappointment for the male footballers yesterday, but the ladies have come up with the goods this afternoon. As we always say, or we've been repeatedly saying, there's sterner tests await. Kilkenny making a welcome return to championship action, but just not at the pitch of it so far, as Grace Lee. I nearly called her the wrong name, and I think she's a solicitor, so I just better be careful with that. Grace Lee gives the foul away. Ellen Lawler is going to take the free, and Kilkenny go backwards to go forwards. At times they've shown they have good hands. There's a fine right-footed shot straight over the bar. Well-worked score from the short free. Kate Purcell with the point, and it just shows that Kilkenny haven't given it up altogether.
No, and it just shows that Kilkenny can score, you know, but it's just, again, that final ball coming in from the 45 inwards, it's just not happening for them.
Well, there is the full-time whistle here in John Locke's GA club in Callan, County Kilkenny. A comprehensive win for Limerick. They really went to town early in this game and made no doubts about the result right from the off. An impressive outing. We must commend Iris Kennelly, who helped herself to a hat-trick, but also contributions from the bench, including 2 goals in that second half from Cathy Mee. A very welcome win for Limerick. Defeated in last year's semi-final, but they've bounced back here and got their championship up and running with a victory. A full-time score here in John Locke's of Limerick 7 goals and 21, Kilkenny 1 goal and 5. Limerick to create another opening. They're in around the goal mouth, and Amy Ryan decides to go back. It's kicked off the right foot of Iris Kennelly. His chance here, switched across, dangerous one in around the goal mouth as Leisha Brown, she decides to take her point. We might have guessed, but good interchange of passes as the ball is into the boot of Karen O'Leary, and O'Leary tucks that well as they can. Some fine point taking so far as Kilkenny kick it out. Leisha Brown catches, kicks straight inside, and O'Leary breaking onto it. What will O'Leary do here? Chance of a goal for the opening goal. It is. It's Karen O'Leary.
Yeah, they want to be careful if they get another tick.
Yeah, they could be looking tightly, and she comes around on the loop, gives it to the, well, it's just tucked inside the post. Yeah. Oh, well, that's well read, well intercepted. Chance for Kilkenny now to kick their first score from play. They do. Lee gathers it, sends it back to Ambrose, and Ambrose can put on the running shoes. Here she goes, cutting through the middle, spills it. Who's going to get it? It is there. It's into the bottom corner. Yvonne Lee, and back to Murphy again. Another player with plenty of pace and plenty of accuracy. That is straight over the black spot. Is it down, looking for her Camogie clubmate, not clubmates on the LGFA front, is Karen O'Leary. Takes a lot of steps, gets through a couple of challenges, takes the hop, sends it across to Amy Ryan. Jinks back one way. The advantage was played.
On the attack, they seem to be able to get through, you know, so they just have to figure out, and hopefully.
Well, they've already eclipsed it now because Kim Ryan, they worked on inviting one. Carol Bateman, oh, look at that. Claims it above everyone. Ooh, just what you want. Here is Karen O'Leary, just bounces away from her. Still an opening there, off the left foot. That is over the bar.
Great.
And they get on with it very, very quickly. Chance now. Can they work the score? Can they work another goal? Straight through the middle. Oh, into the top corner.
Oh.
I thought I might be coming back out. Oh, going all the way. Speaking going all the way, Roisin Ambrose off the right and straight over the bar. And another score for Limerick. Whatever happens in the next few weeks, if not both, is that on come Limerick with another chance. Katie Heelan sends it just inside the right hand post. Or two more. An explosive opening, 1 goal and 4 points inside the opening 2.5 minutes as they go in search of another one. Here is Iris Kennelly. Kennelly, what can she do? Sends it towards O'Leary, back to Kennelly, open goal.
Yeah.
And Iris Kennelly, and the sub-making way will just confirm who that is. The free is taken. The free is a good one.
Trying to put their mark again on the board.
Yeah, Kim Ryan, oh look at that. What a score from Kim Ryan. A little bit of a curl on it. Hop solo and curls it, but oh, she's got it. Sorry, I thought it was going wide. Roisin by Phelan. Ryan go gathers, jinks away and kicks it off her right. There's a nod from one umpire to the other, and a trio of points for her.
Yeah, Limerick are starting to take points further out now. They're really just, you know, practicing, taking their
checked in her attempts to run, and here is Deborah Murphy. She's hungry for a score, and Deborah Murphy takes her point. And the chance now for McGrath. Left foot of McGrath. She tucks that inside. We saw her with the left-footed free earlier on, and after they do a bit of defending first off the right, and that is tucked inside the post, expertly so by Iris Kennelly. To one spot, there's plenty of interchange. Roisin Ambrose now, she finds Kennelly, and Kennelly fires it over just like such pace that Kilkenny cannot match it. Here's Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose off the right. She's adding to her tally. And an 18th point. She carries it forward. Will she get the return? She won't. Not at this juncture. Ambrose gives it across to Cathy Mee. Mee's looking for that goal. There it is. There is the 6th goal. And I don't need to scratch that off my notes. I had the 6th goal. It was Cathy Mee looking to race onto it. Maybe she didn't call it. Nevertheless, Caoimhe McGrath intercepts. Tidies it up. 3 points in the first half, as we said. 1 since the restart. A chance for Cody to carry it up. A famous Kilkenny name, as we all know. Sent inside. Here is Cody again. Goes for the goal. Sends it across the square. It's in. Great finish. Yeah, someone free at the back post. It's not what you want, you know, because more experienced teams will really exploit that if it's a common trait. As they come up, Andrea O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan into Mee. Look at that. Mee. Cathy Mee. Her 2nd goal. Now she's much closer to the goal. She's on the 20. Mee onto the right. Turns that one just over the bar. Iris Kennelly, Cathy Mee, she's looking for a hat-trick, is she? She is. She's going to bear down a goal. She, sensibly enough, takes the point. A times they've shown they have good hands. There's a fine right-footed shot straight over the bar. Well worked score from the short free. Kate Purcell